Hello and welcome to Show and Sell, the show that celebrates digging through other people's trash. Thank you, Trash Dragons. This is Show and Sell, and I am Trash Dragon of the West, Chris. This is my guitar, Mr. Blankenship.
Hi, Mr. Blankenship.
He's in a much better mood this week, and he also reminded me that I sell media on Discogs and eBay.
And I'm Katie, and I am Trash Dragon of the South, and I sell clothing, accessories, and I really am on the hunt for anything sparkly, unique, or that just catches my fancy.
And I'm Joe. I'm Trash Dragon I'm Trash Dragon of the East. I got my directions all messed up. I was going to say north, but I guess that's also true. Oh no!
Yep.
Trash Dragon of the East, and I like to buy a little bit of everything and a lot. I like a lot of art. I like a lot of I sell on eBay and I sell in person at a booth in Kingston, New York called Kingston Consignments. So check it out if you're there.
So, anyone got any fun news happening today? Anything new?
No, I'm anxious to show my item of joy.
Okay, good. Then we will move on to item of joy. Tie. So
I'm anxious.
The
He's
thing
here
that
and
brought
he's
you
waiting.
joy. That's the segment that we're moving to now.
The thing that brought you joy.
He's an actual item of joy. I wasn't looking for him. He found me. But he's, I don't know. He's not that old. He's just real cute. And I couldn't resist. He's a little hedgehog. And he makes me smile.
Oh,
Here
hello,
he
hedgehog.
is.
Have you come up with a name for him or a position he could work on the show?
No, I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm not going to take submissions because I take a lot of pride in naming animals. Right now, I'm thinking it's going to be a B name, so a Benjamin or a Barnaby.
Blankenship?
No, not
Barnaby.
Blankenship. Blankenship is taken. Barnaby, we'll see. I'll let you know next time. But he's doing good. He's very handsome.
We did have your mouse that you put on your microphone was called Dale Blankenship and Sons Esquire, and quickly became the show lawyer. So I feel like this hedgehog could get a job being our accountant if he looks like he could do numbers.
Barnaby is an excellent accountant name. So yes. I think Barnaby Blankenship can do some minor accounting for the show. However, he does not have his tax license, so he cannot do taxes in any state other than Puerto Rico. I don't know what that means, but that's just what he said. So that's where we're going to go.
We're just looking for someone to scapegoat anyway. So someone to take the hit to go to jail for a little bit. I think
it's okay. Don't be sad.
I think Barnaby could do a nickel pretty easy.
Joe, what is your item of joy?
Oh my God!
Is it better than Barnaby?
You're not going to believe this. This is so beautiful. This is 100%. It's a vintage sign that says Sauvignon Blanc. Oh my God! It's wine o'clock. Can you believe it? No, I'm just kidding.
It is wine o'clock.
If it weren't so chilly out, I'd open the window and throw it out. I actually got that from along with a bunch of free stuff that was given to me by somebody I work with, and he's like, "Hey, break this." It had some good stuff in there, like a wooden moose head beer crate, but it also had that Sauvignon Blanc sign, and I'm just like, ugh.
But anyway, that will sell. It'll sell.
It might sell.
I have to take it to the flea market, though, because I do not want it associated with the Secondhand Joe's brand.
Understood.
But here's the thing that really brought me joy, and this came from an auction a while ago, and I didn't buy the lot, which was like it was at the estate of an artist. Like, he was a metal sculptor. He did a lot of metal sculptures and welding, and so this was probably a 6x8 metal table, just with tons of stuff piled on there. And I just offered the guy who bought it, I offered him money for these, which, was kind of stupid.
Cash money?
But I ended up buying like a box of 1-inch diameter ball bearings, which
whoa.
I don't know why this brings me a lot of joy. I don't expect other people to appreciate it the same way I do.
I'm into it.
Thank you, because it is like I just for some reason I just
put them
love...
in a paint can.
Oh, that'd be
rattle
great.
it around.
Well, yeah. I think it harkens back to the time I was at an auction and ended up buying a wooden crate of ball bearings that were in very smaller, but in varying sizes.
Those sell, I bet.
They probably will, but honestly, what I really like doing is using my twitchy fingers and crafting weapons out of them, because you can. It's illegal to have this. It's not necessarily legal to make it. It's not legal to have it, which is weird because you can buy a gun and shoot, to shoot people, but you can't actually have a.
Is that a sap?
It's called a monkey fist. It's like, this is the knot is called a monkey fist. You just sort of like wind it around your ball bearing, and then whap. Would I ever use it? Yeah. No. Does it give me comfort to know that I can make one and have made a few of them and have a few of them around the house? Yes.
Strategically placed for where intruders might show up?
I see. I noticed that's on a carabiner. What's that called? Carabiner?
It is a carabiner.
So you can clip that to your jeans then?
Yes. It can go...
So it's a travel... have weapon, will travel.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Mm-hmm.
And if anybody needs me to conscript somebody for their Navy, let me know.
There you go. Done.
Chris, what about you? What item brought you joy this week?
That is a good question. So I'm going to just kind of one thing is this is I'm just going to use this as the amuse-bouche of joy. But this book is Bird Milk and Mosquito Bones by Priyanka Mattu. And it's a advanced, uncorrected proof that I found at the bins. And the reason it brought me joy is it won't be released for another 3 to 4 months.
Oh my God.
So, I just found a book that has yet to be released. And so
I'm like... no, someone's in trouble.
Yeah, someone's going to get fired for this. And it's not going to be me because you can't... I owe my allegiance to no organization or single person. But I just found that funny. Go ahead.
I once sold a Stephen King advanced copy paperback. The first time I listed it, I got it taken down, but I charged right ahead and relisted it, which I shouldn't have done because if they caught me the second time, they could have easily kicked me off of eBay forever. This was 15 plus years ago. I wouldn't do it again, and I think I sold it for $100. So.
Wow!
I thought it was more than that. I thought it was near 300.
It could be. I don't really remember. I don't remember exactly.
I remember they were going for a lot of money at the time.
Yeah,
getting advanced copies of Stephen King books is a big deal if you get it beforehand.
Did you buy it off a truck? How did you get it?
I got it because we worked for The Onion, and they would send a lot of publishers would send the AV Club advanced copies for review. So. And it didn't get reviewed.
Yeah.
I see.
Stephen King, 3 stars.
Stephen King, thank you.
So this is the actual item of joy, which is a signed Billy Mooney country music CD. So if you know Billy Mooney, he's from Lost in Space. Yeah, Barnes and Barnes Fish Houses.
Wow.
And I found this at Goodwill last night. I was kind of wasting a couple minutes of time and found this at just a Glendale Goodwill for $2.
He played Will in the show Lost in Space. Danger, Will Robinson. Warning. He was that Will. He was also, I think he was also in the one of the most famous episodes of the Twilight Zone, the cornfield, where he sent people to the cornfield.
Oh, that's really him. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
And then
you're a jack in the box.
He also sent people. No. He was part of the house band for San Diego Comic-Con for part of the 70s and 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and he was also on Little Babylon. He was on Babylon 5. He is the voice for A&E Biography. Is something I learned about him. But he has put out music fairly consistently over the years as a solo or as part of a group. But yeah, his most famous song is probably still Fish Heads by Barnes and Barnes, which is great. If you should look it up, worth it. The videos also, it was like
Sorry, it's the song that goes fish heads, fish head. That song.
Roly fish.
Yeah, I couldn't think of any other song with fish head in it, so I was hoping that was it. There we go. I remember the video too. I know the video as well.
Yeah, it was a Dr. Demento style favorite, and
it's weird.
They don't wear sweaters.
Yeah,
There we did it. So let's move on to our next segment, which is Unearthed Treasure.
Unearthed Treasure.
So the topic this time is Asian, and it could be anything like from Asia. It can be about Asia. It can be Asian themed. Who knows? It
could be a copy of the Cable Guy.
From Asia.
Well, I was going to say that at one point in the Cable Guy, Jim Carrey, he was like, "Somebody attacked me, some Asian," is what he says.
I do not remember that.
No, I do not either.
It could also be something related to the unbelievable drag queen Asia O'Hara.
Yeah, that's true. Who would like to go this time? Joe is first. Yes, Joe. I like your moxie, Joe. Go ahead.
Is it moxie or gumption? Who can tell?
It's both.
Gusto.
I think
Gusto.
Mix.
Gusto is probably the best.
Yeah.
So I got this. From at the home of a gentleman who was relocating, and he was just getting rid of a bunch of stuff, including this. And it's not in the best shape, but it is still pretty amazing. It is. I guess the best thing to call it would be a. It's like,
is that a diorama?
Yeah,
I love those
diorama, and it's like everything is like very delicately wood carved in there.
Oh,
There's
I love those.
Little bridge you can see, and for scale,
nice.
here's my finger. These trees, and then like these pagodas, and then it's just such a great. I love this so much, and it's like unfortunately I'm reflecting a lot of screen and windows, so it's hard to really see. So I will remember to send it.
Rely on the pictures. Take a bunch of detailed shots. That's incredible. I love those.
Yeah,
I've never seen one of those before. That's amazing.
And it's funny because like recently, so the auction house I do work for got in. There's somebody locally who's just been doing the flipping of storage units, and so he would go and buy and he's actually been somehow, I don't know where he's getting them from, but like he's gotten some pretty A+ storage units lately. And one of the things he had, it was this giant. I walked into the auction hall one day, and there's this giant crate, literally like probably 5 feet across by 4 feet tall. And it had in it, very carefully like suspended, was this something very similar to that, but carved out of bone. And it was just like, and so it was just huge. It's just like thick and massive. And I was just like, it's unbelievable. Like, I don't know how you, like, the thing I kept on coming back to though is like, well, how do you clean that thing? Because it would just be a mass of dust and hair if it was in my house.
Right.
So feather duster? I don't know, because you have to. Oh, I don't know.
I think it's a rhetorical question.
No, I'm still like, yeah, but it's a true question. That's amazing. I do. Yeah. I used to love those when I was a kid too. Any sort of those dioramas like that, or anything where they have the very small trees, the bonsai, like,
yeah,
it feels like some sort of magic. I love those. It's really neat.
That's pretty good.
I'm a big fan of it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what they're called? You said diorama is probably the best.
I just looked it up. Diorama, from what I can see.
Okay.
Diorama shadow box.
Shadowbox.
Sound off in the comments if you know it's called something else and want to call me stupid
or handsome.
One or the other or both. Feel free.
Handsome and stupid.
That good-looking bald man is sure as dumb as a box of rocks.
You can buy your own build-it kit. Oh boy. Okay, I got it. I have things to do.
Yeah.
Katie, what do you have that fits the theme Asia
Okay.
or Asian?
I don't have much, but I do have something that was given to me from a friend of mine who went to Japan, because I have not been. And we are kind of obsessed with these lenticular purses.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow.
So it's a purse and it has a lenticular inside of a
Oh, wow.
carriage sort
Oh
of
my
moving
God.
through a town.
Oh, okay. Wow.
We both used to have ones that we went on vacation together and we went to France, not to Paris, but another part of France. And we found a street vendor that sold these sort of lenticular purses and they each had wolves on them. And both of us loved them very much. And since then have been looking for them because apparently you can't buy them online. I wore mine into the ground and now have it like set aside to, I don't know, do what with, but she came back from Japan with this for me. It's also just,
Wow.
Wow.
it's a classically British scene, but the purse could not be more like Japan
Japanese, yeah.
kawaii. It could not
With
be
the vinyl
more
bow. Yeah.
right. It's
Nice.
amazing, and I keep my scarves in it. So
And there's
it
a
was a pretty great gift.
live
I love it.
octopus in here.
Yeah, keep all my octopi in the bag. Yeah, so they're just in there hanging out. Yeah, but that was mine. So what do you have, Chris? Because this was your theme idea, so I'm assuming it's something spectacular.
Yep, it's pretty good. So
All right, let's go.
I didn't even know who this was when I got it, but
Okay,
so it's
is that
this.
BTK? That's
Yeah,
BTK. I even know what that is.
BTS, I think.
BTS, sorry.
BTA
BTK
is
is a serial killer. So
Yeah.
let's forget that. Sorry BTS. I did not mean to refer to you to a serial murderer.
I mean, this guy basically has killed a couple of people and gotten away with it.
This
His name's
killer,
like Park.
killer good lucks.
Yeah, Park Ji Min
Yeah.
is this gentleman's name.
Oh yeah.
And so the bad part about it is that you can't really see it, but it's beaded. Like everything is.
What?
It's a diamond painting.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Oh.
diamond painting.
Is that what those are? Okay, yeah. So
Oh,
you can
yes,
kind of
they
see.
are. I have one of David Bowie holding a cat. Oh yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing.
I thought I was going to outdo everyone here, but now
You did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
You did
good. I
because
mean-
it's a diamond painting. So someone spent hours, and they take forever. It's the tiniest little beads, and you have a little stickum thing, and you go. Tick,
yeah.
tick.
Do they do not machine shop these? Like, is that not like someone actually does this?
I mean, maybe, but most of the time, you buy it and then you put it on a canvas and you beat it yourself while watching Murder She Wrote. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Well, I don't know if the person that loves K-pop is into Murder She Wrote. I don't know what they're watching.
So that was Unearthed Treasure. Unless you guys have any other thoughts.
No, everybody did well.
Yeah,
well done.
We did good.
Gold stars, everyone. You guys
are
Gold
10.
stars.
You know what? I don't say this enough, but I'm always proud of you guys. Every time I'm just like proud. Yeah, 3 stars.
3 stars.
3 stars, one for each of us.
I'm always proud of you guys. You guys always bring it, and I appreciate it.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we're going to move on to Tales from the Flipped, or as Joe would say.
What are we moving on to? We're moving on to Tales from the Flipped.
Tales from the Flipped. Tales from the Flipped.
All right, as mentioned, it's Tales of the Flipped, and the question today is, what's your least favorite kind of place to go thrifting? Or if another way, like, is there a place that you can't stand to go thrifting at? So why don't I go? Because you guys all get to go first. It's my turn. I'm the star here now for this segment. I deserve that. So the place that I like generally like, the last place I would go thrifting or reselling or whatever is antique shops, like the kind of places where it's just like, oh, rocking chair, bench, kind of boss. I don't know, like I just never find, like, because I'm looking for like records or something weird. It's just like, it's too quaint for me. And where I think we talked last episode about how like who influenced us, and my mom and I would go garage sailing, but she likes going to antique stores, and I do not, because she just likes a certain kind of thing, whereas I like things that make zero sense. Like I like it to like the less sense it makes, the better I love it. So and those are the hardest places to find those kinds of things. They're not known for like weird ephemera. So why don't you go, Katie?
Oh, I totally understand about the antique stores and antique malls if it's all the same kind of vendor, because sometimes
Yes.
antique malls will have all the exact same type of vendor,
Yeah.
which is, and also sometimes those places can be very pricey, so it's it's hard. I understand for collectors, and that's great, but if you're just looking for something off the wall, it's hard, because then if you do find something, it's going to be really expensive. So I would say my least favorite thrift environment is something that's kind of empty. I like things that are way overpacked, overfilled. It's why I like the bins. It's why I very much like thrift stores where the t-shirts are hard to get through, where you have to sort of push the hangers and then move some to the rack beyond it to get through the shirts, than have just like a sparse amount. I like density in a thrift store, and that's with pictures too. So I like the pictures stacked deep, so you're going through frames like that. I like more items. So I will leave if I feel like it's too sparse and I go inside, which is sometimes a mistake, but it's just not fun for me to shop in a store like that. I like things dense.
I get you. That makes sense to me. I never thought of it that way, but yeah, there is something kind of like doesn't feel like it's like they've been doing their due diligence here.
It's just not that. It's not that fun.
Yeah.
What about you, Joe? What do you?
I mean, it's just specifically, it's hard. It's specifically, I'd say Goodwill is my right now my least favorite place to go thrifting because of partially
pricing?
because they like everything is just super expensive. Not super expensive, but everything's like overpriced at Goodwill at this point. And so it's just like you go there and it just feels like such a slap in the face where it's just like well, hey, we're vintage dealers too. And you're just like, come on, man, you're not. Like you're like one thing that's always hard for me to accept, so I understand where they're coming from, is knowing my place in the food chain. A lot of times I'm not selling to people who will use it, I'm selling to other dealers. So I always have to keep
selling to other resellers. Yeah.
So I always have to keep that in mind. But like, I think Goodwill has lost that. I think they just like the people who run Goodwill are just tired of having people go through there. And although the Goodwill bins is great, but I just had such bad luck at Goodwills in the last few years. I'm just like, I just kind of given up on it entirely.
It seems like they're pricing higher because people are reselling from it, which I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense when I see that LA prices are in places like Kentucky. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me at like sort of set pricing. That doesn't track, and it's not helpful when you can buy. So if you have an Old Navy dress, for example, like a sundress, Old Navy's prices go very, very low when they have their sales and things like that. It's very often you could get a dress at Old Navy for $4.99. So to then have to pay $9.99 for that dress at the Goodwill that doesn't have new tags on it doesn't make a lot of sense, and Goodwill doesn't seem to take that into consideration. Also, there was a big scandal that happened a couple months ago that an email was leaked. Did you hear about this from Goodwill? And it was about pulling for the auctions. And it was the online auctions, and it was all the brands that they want pulled. And so, did you see that?
Like North Face and like all these like, which is it's just so annoying.
So then you're charging for things that aren't, it'd be really great for somebody to go in and be able to find a Columbia or a North Face jacket, because those are quality winter jackets for people that might need it in that weather. And you're pulling them for auction knowing you can charge more. And then that person that was going in to shop there doesn't get the benefit of finding that for themselves. That stinks. It's not great.
All right, guys, I think we did it.
Yes, of course we did.
4-star, 5-star episode, I think, or 3-star episode if Katie's sweater.
I got 5 stars.
Oh, you got 5 stars. Okay, it was a 5-star.
I got 5 stars.
Great, we did it.
Just remember, everybody, if you're gonna appreciate the show in any way, we just ask you one thing:
like,
subscribe.
Hey, like and subscribe, everybody. We did it.
Trash.
hey, thanks for coming, everybody.
Just see the difference in the difference that you make from the cops that you put to the names that you take. You got ladies and bees all giving you honey, and you whack more balls than the cover of money. You know Melissa Cherry doesn't do porn to get funky and do the popcorn. Eat your pals from China, also they say you'll understand when it opens on Friday.